Welcome to We Like D&D, the show where we talk about our favorite hobby, D&D and TTRPGs in variety show style segments. I'm Kelly from the YouTube channel Power Word Spill, and I'm joined by one of my best friends and DM inspirations, Alec.
Get in, loser. We're going podcasting.
All right. Alec, you already did roll for introduction with that sweet introduction. No roll required, maybe?
I'm doing it anyways. Okay. That's a 4, so it is the intro that I just gave.
No, that was at least a 13 intro.
It was the intro you gave, but in a totally different context. Yeah. They were like, what?
Yeah, me picking up my grandmother to take her for brunch. Get in, loser. We're going podcasting.
We're also joined by my long-term roommate / wife, Loren.
Howdy.
Howdy, ma'am. Would you like to roll for introduction?
I sure would. It's a 17.
Wow.
That's really good for me, I think. Gosh. It's just a really pleasant interaction, I think. I come up, I make a little joke. It's funny, but not people aren't peeing their pants laughing at it or anything, which I think is probably a good thing.
Yeah, right down the middle.
Yeah.
Excellent joke, Loren.
Thank you so much. I have so many more.
I'll remember your name now.
Yeah,
oh, great.
What a nice acquaintance I've just made. Let's exchange Instagram handles.
Ooh, yeah. Perfect. Maybe Kelly will finally follow me on Instagram now.
We'll see.
Our first segment, as always, is Show and Tell. Earlier this month, we pitched 2 Show and Tell items to each other. And this week, we're going to share the items we didn't share earlier.
Can't wait.
I can't remember what you guys pitched, so I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Well, I'm going to remind you right now. I pitched a free tool that helps with scheduling TTRPG sessions.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And I don't know if any of you noticed, I added it to the Discord, and then I thought, oh, I shouldn't have done that because then they'll look at it and then they'll figure out what I got for Show and Tell, but you didn't, so it's fine.
We're not that podcast pilled, Kelly.
It's called Roll Rota.
Roll Rotabot has been added to the server.
Yeah.
I looked at it and I was like, what the heck is this? This looks like some Kelly shit.
I've never heard about this before, but it's free and it's a online tool that's developed just for scheduling TTRPG sessions.
Wow, cool.
There's a web portal and you can create a free account. Mm-hmm. It looks like it was developed a few years ago and they said that there's a premium tier coming soon, but maybe that never materialized. And so they've just left it and it's free.
Cool.
So it's great.
How does it work?
You create a campaign, you invite people, and then you create sessions. And you can, as the GM, propose times, and then people can vote which they are or are not available for.
And you can link the campaigns to different channels in your Discord server if you're using it for multiple campaigns.
Oh, very cool.
So there's a Discord integration, and it's really easy.
You don't have to leave the platform.
Yeah. You don't have to leave Discord. Yeah. So there's a Discord integration. It's just once you add the Discord bot, you can link your account and then link channels to different Discord channels. So we have different channels in our Discord server for different groups and campaigns.
Yep.
So you just link the campaign to the channel, and then there's a couple commands. As soon as you add a session on the website, it will show up in the Discord as a vote, and then people can thumbs up or thumbs down if they're available or not. And then it live updates to the back end and shows which ones. And then once you confirm which is the session, it will lock it in and show you upcoming sessions. And there's a calendar view on the website. Really cool.
Very cool.
That's really handy. I like that a lot.
Yeah, so I think we might use it.
The only feature that's missing from it is that when I get notification that a session is set in stone, should really send me a real calendar invite to my calendar.
That would be nice.
Because I live and die by my calendar.
Yeah, for sure. That would be nice. And maybe that will happen in the future. I don't know where development's at. I haven't really...
Roll Rota if you're listening.
Roll Rota. If you listen to the We Like D&D podcast, we love what you've built so far. And if you want to add a Google Calendar integration, that would be awesome.
Yeah, where can you find and acquire Roll Rota?
It's just at rollrota.com. So ROLLROTA.com. And you can just create a free account and then you're away to the races. A few months ago, YouTuber Dottie, who's a TTRPG YouTuber, made a whole video on his scheduling method.
Yeah.
And he has a Google spreadsheet that he uses that's integrated with some emails and stuff. So that's another option. If you want to go check out his video, you can see what he's done. And I think he made the template freely available. So that's another option as well. But this seemed like a really cool integrated platform, and the fact that we use Discord for scheduling anyways.
Yeah.
I really like the fact that when you schedule a session, it has a thumbs up and thumbs down. So you can tell people can put in which, like if they're available for 2 of 3 options, they can thumbs up and thumbs down. And then you can see that in the back end, which option all people are available for, and then confirm it.
Yeah.
And I think it also does things like tracks your attendance, which I think is kind of funny.
That is funny.
So if you want to be like, hey, you only attend 70% of sessions, you're out, buddy. You can do that. So yeah, that's Roll Rhoda, a free tool for helping with scheduling that I am going to start using for us because it's super handy.
It's going to start tracking our attendance.
Yeah. And
you're going to give out tardy slips.
Yeah, you can get a gold star sticker if you show up to every
I
session.
do like that.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is going to go on my permanent record, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to get into D&D college.
D&D University.
All right, who's next?
Loren?
Sure. All right. I had pitched magic items that aren't necessarily the most useful. And I know this is very similar to something that I talked about last month on the pod.
Yeah, the sillies.
The deck of silly things. So this is not unrelated, but it's a little like more loosey-goosey.
Okay.
So this is an idea that I read about on the D&D Next subreddit. Somebody named Kamikaze Pyro 9 was writing about having their players traveling to a new city, and they wanted to put in like a back alley magic item salesman to present their players with the opportunity to purchase knockoff magic items, bargain bin magic items, or generally like magic items that are mostly useless or like a little bit defective or experimental.
That's fun.
Okay.
Which I think is just kind of like a fun idea, because like they could just be like totally useless.
Yeah.
But generally, like even useless, quote unquote, useless magic items have like one really specific use. So like one that they listed on their list of things that they were brainstorming, like the thread was about like brainstorming more ideas. And there are a lot, so I'm going to read them later. But one of the ones that they listed on their list was the necklace of speech. This necklace grants the wearer the ability to talk in any language they already know, which sounds very useless at face value. But like if you're with somebody who like lost the ability to speak, like somebody who's mute,
Oh, I
like
see.
you could definitely use it for that.
Interesting.
So like, I like the idea of that because it's kind of funny that like, yeah, like you're talking to somebody and they're like, oh yeah, we have like whatever, a bargain bin of like 75% off magic items, like have at her.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things that just like sound really useless. But like, I don't know, if you have players who are like, oh, that sounds kind of funny, I'll pick that up. Like there's probably a use for it. Which
it definitely feels like the kind of thing that some player would bust out late in the campaign and be like, oh my God, we could do this.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I think the idea of that is really funny. Like, I don't know, magic items are just fun to get as a player, but obviously as like a GM, you probably don't want to just be like handing out magic items willy-nilly because they can be game breaking potentially. So this is like a way to give items that are kind of just like fun for your players, but not necessarily going to ruin your game.
Yeah, and it's also just something different. Like, all of your players have probably been to a magic item shop or like discovered magic items, but probably they haven't been to had some person in the back alley be like, hey, you want to buy some magic items?
Yeah, exactly.
The other thing is I just feel like the fantasy worlds that at least we often occupy are not divorced enough from our current reality that there isn't this huge underpinning of like capitalism.
Right. Yeah.
And when was the last time you went to a store and all the products were like extremely potent things to help you change the world?
Right. Yeah.
Like, you go to the store and there's the made as seen on TV aisle.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a lot of failed products that like were a good idea, but like just didn't have the impact on the market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so many things are to solve like a niche problem.
For sure. Yeah.
It just adds realism.
Totally. And also there's something I was reading, can't remember where, but maybe it was in the Draw Steel book, that like in that world, there are no magic item shops. Magic items are things that you need to go on adventures to get.
Yeah.
You need to find them in ancient ruins and things like that. So the other option is, if you wanted that to be your world, it's like the things that people make are like poor reproductions.
Totally.
And like, so this is what these are the things that are in a magic item store. But if you want the real deal, you got to go adventuring for it.
You got to go to that temple 40 leagues below the sea.
That's right.
Yeah. I like that.
Okay. So I'm going to read you some of my faves. We'll put the thread in the description so you can go peruse it. And I really recommend you do, because there's a lot of really good ideas in there.
Nice.
But these are some of my favorites. A user named Aslam suggested an allergen sword that glows in the presence of strawberries, tree nuts, or shellfish.
Nice.
Okay.
Dalmar Wolf suggested a wand of fireball that plays Fireball by Pitbull when activated. Jake the Snake 741 suggested bagpipes of invisibility, so you can play them to become invisible, but you can still be heard normally. And then somebody else commented on that, Cryptic 81. I gave my players the bagpipes of invisibility. Now they use them whenever they want to create a distraction and have the rest of the group sneak in a side door. So it does work.
Okay, where are these bagpipes emanating from?
Nobody knows.
I'm going to leave my post to check it out.
Sex Bobom, excellent username,
Nice. Yeah.
suggested a bag of scolding, which is a bag of holding, but whenever you use it, you're berated by an angry Scottish accent.
That's very funny.
So it is like a magic, Yeah, you would be into that, which is why you suggested it.
It's a fantasy game, Loren. Of course, I'm going to suggest my fantasies.
I'm not here to stop you. Tyrexus suggested a wand of Disguise Elf. Sounds like Disguise Elf, but once per long rest, it can be used to determine if a living creature has any elf lineage.
Cool.
Disguise Elf.
Disguise. I was like, how does that disguise the elf features? Very good.
And the last one is just by Huggies DSC. A wand of intoxication, a flask of holding disguised as a wand.
Nice.
It'll take secret little sips in battle.
Exactly. Anyway, so that is the bargain bin magic item.
That's very
idea.
fun. Yeah.
I love that.
That's great.
I follow a couple of Instagram accounts with that kind of idea in mind, like kind of useless magic items or like silly magic items. I think one of them is called Gnome Depot.
Okay.
That's very funny.
Great name.
But yeah, I really like reading those ideas, and I've never actually considered putting them into my game, but you guys have made a very good argument for why that's a great idea, actually.
Very fun. And also, if you're a roll table girly, definitely you could just make your own roll table. Toss a bunch of these in there. Give it a roll.
Absolutely.
Cheeky little self-plug here. I've been doing something on the Patreon at the I Appreciate You tier called Snap Settings, where they're like little one-page settings that you can drop into your game. And one of them I made was a magic item shop.
Oh, perfect.
And there's a roll table in there of where you can create your own, similar along the same lines of like not useless, but more aesthetic magic items.
Right.
They're not like a +1 sword. It's going to be like the Weather Diviner. This was actually inspired by something I gave to you guys in a campaign, but a small glass orb that fits in the palm of the hand. The glass feels thin, but is magically reinforced and extremely strong. Inside the glass orb is a solitary grass hill with a beautiful maple tree atop it. The leaves of the maple reflect the current season. And it's unclear whether the scene inside is an actual miniature or an illusion, because the detail is so good. You can see that it shows weather 2 hours in advance of your current location. So stuff like that, where it's like very there's also a mirror of stars and something that's a little sillier called Moves Like Decanter. Anyways, if you want to check that out, that's on the Patreon at the I Appreciate You tier. Cool. Not to hijack your show and tell. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
Alec, I want to hear about your cyberpunk game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah, you got it, broski.
For you, anything. All right. I have brought in Hardwired Island by Weird Age Games. It's a retro future cyberpunk tabletop role-playing game. So retro future meaning like it's set in the distant future of 2020.
Right.
Right.
The specific setting provided is a space station above Earth called the Grand Cross.
Cool.
It's about people caught up in the schemes of corporations, wealthy technocrats, their supporters and stuff like that.
Okay.
And it's like some people choose to fight back to protect their livelihoods, some fight for their neighborhoods, and some like simply ideologically oppose the criminals, the corruption, the hate groups, and the capitalists. And basically it's like if you choose to fight, you might be able to save the space station from these things.
Right on.
This system has a 400-page GM's guide.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh.
It covers mechanics, character creation, cybernetics, world building for Grand Cross, including locations, people, culture, factions, side characters, antagonists.
Wow.
There's a chapter on running the game, a chapter of several pre-made scenarios and pre-generated characters. And if you're a roll table girly, there's a whole appendix of roll tables you can use to generate your own stories.
Very cool.
Very cool.
You might see a theme between my two show and tell items because one of the things that the book talks about right up at the top is like what cyberpunk means to them. It's like cyberpunk is anti-capitalism. It's about how technology without ethics can make social inequality worse. Cyberpunk should be relevant. The issues faced by people in a cyberpunk setting should have some relevance to the issues faced by the players, even if they're not fully the same.
Yeah.
Cybernetics aren't inherently good or bad. It's about how they're used, i.e. to serve the needs of capital rather than people.
Right.
And cyberpunk is not just an aesthetic. It's supposed to be about marginalized people using technology to try to change the status quo. And that many perspectives on how technology and power intersect in different communities is important, especially marginalized ones. Cyborgs shouldn't be standing in for minority groups, basically.
Yeah.
So I have read quite a bit about this system. It's made by a bunch of cool queers, from what I gather.
Right on.
And it's a D6 pool system. There are abilities that are like cool, clever, tough, and quick, which reminds me of a lot of system, like rules lighter systems from like earlier TTRPG days.
Okay.
I feel like one thing that I thought was cool is that instead of like acquiring wealth, characters have a burden score. So it's a rough measure of socioeconomic status. It's like how much they can spend at once or how many losses they can take without suffering long-term problems. And this, you get a score from like 0 to 4.
Like Draw Steel.
Yeah, exactly. And like in downtime, you can like, if you use cybernetics can increase your burden. And like during downtime moments or big moments, you might have to roll to see if your burden is too much to bear. And you end up getting like shocks. But yeah, character creation includes like origins, traits, occupations, talents, and specialities. It's a cool looking system. To be honest, I've been really looking for systems created by like queer and also like racial minority folks. And also like systems that are trying to help you explore like ideas. So I guess philosophical ideas, Kelly. And came across this one. That's how I came across the Monsters one from earlier this month as well.
Yeah. Very cool.
Cool.
I don't know. Like there's so many things we'd like to run and play that this is one that I'm like not like going like put it at the list. No, put it at the top.
Yeah.
But it's very interesting.
Yeah. That's cool. Were you more interested by the setting or the mechanics, do you think?
I think I'm interested in the interplay. I think I'm more interested in the setting, I guess. Like I love cyberpunk, but I just really like their approach on guiding you through a cyberpunk setting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I haven't been super taken in by like the Grand Cross, for example, but the ideas that are introduced by like these factions, these side characters and stuff like that.
Cool.
It could help you, build your own version of this world that can help you and your players explore these ideas of like anti-capitalism and whatnot.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, we haven't played a sci-fi or a cyberpunk game yet.
Yeah, but we've talked about it.
Definitely interested in trying for sure.
So why not play a anti-capitalist one?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
I'm going to play a cyberpunk Antifa super soldier.
Nice. Yeah, well, kind of like along the similar messaging lines of the D20 series Starstruck, which was their sci-fi kind of cyberpunk thing. And Lou Wilson plays a character who was basically turned into a cyborg, had a near-death experience, and they replaced his parts with cyborg parts.
It's like commentary on the American healthcare.
But then his insurance company didn't get insurance. And then he's like has this massive debt that he's working off throughout the campaign.
Interesting. Well, yeah. If you like D20 stuff, you're going to love this.
Nice.
Because everything Brennan runs, capitalism is the bad guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
The one piece of Dropout merch I own is a coffee cup that says capitalism is the bad guy.
Nice. We were also watching Murderbot recently, which feels like it has similar themes, certainly the anti-capitalism themes, which is a good little show that you could take inspiration from as well if you were going to run something like this.
Cool.
Lots of cyborg, capitalism, future space station themes.
So this one is available on DriveThruRPG.
Nice.
It was like 43 Canadian rupees, so about 30 USD.
Okay.
Which is it's kind of a steep price for a PDF. It's a series of PDFs. There's a player's handbook, there's a GM's guide, and there's lots of, can't remember all the documents that there were.
Okay.
But the GM's guide alone is like 400 beautiful pages of content.
Nice art.
Yes.
Nice.
Love it.
Very cool. That segment was brought to you by Knockoff Magic Items. Knockoff Magic Items. This invisibility lotion is kind of burning. Now it's time for a segment that we're calling First Impressions. We tried a new game and we're going to tell you about our experience playing it.
We sure
Wait, is that the segment we're doing?
I sure hope so.
When you said we were doing first impressions, I practiced a bunch of impressions to bring to the pod.
Okay, wait, pause on your thing, Kelly. What were they?
Yeah. Give me your first impression, Alec.
Kermit the Frog here.
Wow. Okay, guys.
It's a me.
It's just 25 minutes of this. Get ready.
Alec has a tight 5 prepared. Smell you later, Ashy boy.
No, that's not what we're doing. We played Draw Steel, MCDM's new TTRPG, and we're going to tell you about our experience.
Do we have to, or can we do Alec's?
Okay, actually, we're going to pivot. We're going to do Alec's thing.
We're all going to do just our very first impression.
Yeah.
Lost a planet, Master Obi-Wan.
Okay, great.
Anyway, that segment was brought to you.
Anyways, yeah. Now time for TDM's one player, I guess.
God dang it, Bobby.
He's got one for everything.
I'm sorry.
He's
I'm
making
really
jokes at the speed of Robin Williams.
I'm really tickling myself over here. Just making myself laugh.
Don't know what that is.
Dr. Hibbert from The Simpsons laughs at his own jokes.
Nice.
Yeah.
We played the intro to the intro adventure, Road to Broadhurst, which is the free Draw Steel adventure that you can get from the MCDM website. I ran it for Loren, Alec, and our other friend, Kevin. Hi, Kevin.
Hi, Kevin. You don't listen to this podcast.
Yeah, well, you're getting a shout out anyways.
Kevin also played Daggerheart with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Draw Steel. I read both books. I was really excited to play it, and I am very thrilled that we did play it. Mm-hmm. And I have thoughts. I got lots of thoughts.
Do you have thoughts, or do you just have more impressions?
Just have impressions.
Both.
Don't. I already did. I already did a Simpsons one. Sorry.
I'm just gonna give my thoughts, and every once in a while, I'll just throw to Alec for an impression, just to break it up.
Yeah.
I do have to give a disclaimer. I've been a massive fan of Matt Colville since like early running the game days, so I do have a bias going into this.
That's great, because I have the opposite bias, and I will admit that until probably a month ago, I didn't know what Matt Colville looked like.
You kidding? After all of the times I've told you that I wish Matt Colville was my dad, you didn't even look at a picture of him?
No, I just took your word for it. I couldn't have picked him out of a lineup. If he had slapped me in the face, I would have said thank you, but I wouldn't know who he was.
Kelly, what's your Matt Colville resume? And would you thank him if he slapped you?
Sure would. I've been a fan not as long as you, but definitely looked at his Running the Game series and other videos on his channel, and bought Flea Mortals, which I love very much. And I think he's a great game designer. And yeah.
And
also,
Kelly's Matt Colville resume now includes that Matt Colville knows who he is, because he shouted him out in a couple videos.
That was very fun. After I posted my Draw Steel video, I got a notification that Matt Colville commented on the video, and then someone else commented that he shouted me out in his live stream, and I went and watched that, and that was fun. And then he made a Draw Steel video and shouted me out in that too.
You were the first example of a Draw Steel video you should watch.
Yeah, that was very kind, and also just such a crazy coincidence that I was wearing the same shirt as Jason from their actual play that they posted on the same day on Draw Steel release day. We were wearing the same shirt. It's like a bird tropical shirt that I've never seen anyone else wear.
Where did you get it from?
Lauren got it for me from the thrift store like 3 years ago.
Is it like a notable brand?
I don't think so. It might be like H&M or something. I don't know. I'm not too sure.
But it's like definitely an older shirt.
It's definitely an older shirt for sure. And I've never seen anyone else with it.
Incredible. But it's incredibly Draw Steel coated. So that's why.
You guys woke up and you had the same like brain worm tadpoles.
Today, tropical bird shirt day. So anyways, that's my resume. But here are my thoughts on Draw Steel. First off, it's 2 books, but I think with the art, they're each almost 400 pages.
Oh my God.
But with that being said, it's not just 400 pages of filler. It's like there's so much mechanics packed into each of those books. There's just a ton of stuff in there. It really feels like you could just buy those books and play happily with that content for a very long time. It doesn't feel like you really need supplements.
Which is necessary because is very expensive.
It is very expensive, yeah. But I guess not necessarily compared to D&D, because D&D is 3 books. And I think D&D's books are $60 each American, and these I think are like 70 maybe. So
okay,
in the end you are spending less, but it's a lot to spend up front. I would 100%, if you're interested at all in Draw Steel, just buy the Delian Tomb. They made a little starter set. It's called the Delian Tomb. It comes with like a 30-page mini rules guide. It comes with pre-gen characters. It comes with all the stuff that's in the Road to Broadhurst free thing, plus a rules booklet and the Delian Tomb Adventure, which actually teaches you how to play as you play, walking through it. So the GM doesn't need to know anything. The players don't need to know anything. Yeah. It really holds your hand through it. And it's like $10 or something.
And if you do happen to be like a big Matt Colville guy and you're still like, I don't know about Draw Steel if I'm going to get into it, the fact that the Delian Tomb is is the content on offer is really cool, because it's something you'll be very familiar with if you watch Matt Colville videos. Yeah. It's like a dungeon that Matt Colville designed in a video to show you that designing dungeons is easy. Yeah. And then he uses
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Like 9 years ago.
Very cool.
Yeah. And he uses it as an example for other stuff like all the time.
Yeah. That feels like it has a ton of value for not very much cost. So if you're interested in Draw Steel, don't go out and buy the books right away. Just buy the Delian Tomb, try it out, see if it's for you. Because, I don't think this system is going to be for everyone, for sure.
Correct.
Yeah. I think that there are some extremes. You know, there's a continuum or like a scale of TTRPG rule sets, and like a game like Everybody is John, actual Cannibal Shia LaBeouf. Those are one end of the spectrum. Yeah. I think Draw Steel it's not on the other end of the spectrum, but it's quite a bit further.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's definitely more crunchy than 5e, but in a very different way. So yeah, the first thing that I liked is that there's just a lot of systems in the books, like systems for negotiations, systems for montage challenges, really in-depth combat mechanics, like for combat building mechanics. When I read through it, it felt like every aspect of the game, the GM is very well supported with mechanical systems that they can choose to use.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like anything in there was like, just make it up.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, if you want to play this aspect of the game, here's an in-depth mechanical system that you can use to run this part of the game. So yeah, it felt just jam-packed with a lot of different systems, which was cool.
That's also another reason why I wouldn't recommend it for everyone, though, like especially people who are new to running.
Yeah, for sure.
Totally.
Because a lot of people who are new to running see rules and they're like, oh, I have to follow those.
Yeah.
Which isn't the case.
No. You can choose to use it. If you want to resolve something mechanically, you can choose to, or you can make it up.
Which is actually something I really noticed and dwelled on when we were playing Draw Steel.
Okay.
Because that's not a way that we've played for a really long time.
Yeah.
If something comes up and we don't know if there's a rule for it, like most of us as DMs and as players are very comfortable going like, let's figure this out at the table as we go.
Yeah. Or like, we'll rule it this way this time and we'll look it up and see how it goes.
Yeah, exactly. And when we were playing Draw Steel, when you were running it, there was a lot more pausing to be like, let me see how this rule works. Not because that's how you like to run a game, Kelly, but because we were trying to experience what Draw Steel had to offer.
For sure.
And so I was like noticing like, oh, this is like playing with a new DM again.
Yeah, for sure. So I think that is the biggest potential con. It feels like there's a steep learning curve. Like obviously we've been playing D&D and now some other TTRPGs for quite a number of years. We're extremely familiar with 5e. We have a little bit less familiarity with other systems, but I mean, certainly this year we're trying lots of other stuff.
Yeah.
So it really felt like I was going back to the beginning. And I felt that sense of overwhelm running it that I haven't felt in a very long time since we first started playing D&D.
Which is fair.
So it definitely feels like the learning curve is quite steep. But the flip side of that is I think the depth of it is such a deep system that if you spend that time up front, you will be rewarded in that you can go so deep into this system and not get bored with it because there's just so much going on.
There's like a medium floor and an extremely high ceiling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think part of it that led to that sense of overwhelm was, I think, two things. The tier system is really cool. I like it a lot, but it's also completely different. It seems like a minor difference, but for some reason in my brain, it was using a lot more brain power to roll the dice and consult the tiers and then describing the results.
Yeah.
Rather than what I'm used to of just like rolling this hits or this doesn't hit, describe result. I don't know why, but it felt like it was more mentally taxing. But at the same time, I really do like it because it feels like everything has a significant impact.
Right.
You're doing something every time.
Yeah, it's not like, sometime you do something and it just like doesn't make a difference.
Yeah,
at
you
all.
miss and then that's your whole turn.
Yeah.
I really like that it is this tiered system in like all of the skill checks and whatnot as well, though.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret. I often tell you guys to roll, and then as the dice is rolling, I'm like, I forgot to set a DC.
Right.
And then you guys say a number, and then so I honestly just do kind of a tiered system anyways. Like, this is a fail, this is a success with some complications, or this is like a unqualified success.
Yeah, for sure. And I think bringing tiered results for skill checks into D&D is way better anyways.
Yeah.
It didn't really necessarily feel that different on the skill checks, except that it was a little bit, again, they have a little table of what an easy, medium, and hard. Because the tiers aren't changing, you have to change what is in the tiers.
Each tier, yeah.
And so that, again, was a bit of a mental gymnastic for me to look at the table and go, okay, is this an easy, medium, or hard check? Okay, it's easy. Here's what they got. Here's like the success with a consequence or whatever.
Yep.
So yeah, there was just some more mental steps that it felt that I think was partly what led to the feeling of overwhelm, and then partly is that the sample encounters in the Road to Broadhurst have a lot of enemies.
Yeah.
It was swarms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's designed to be that way because there's minions and there's all kinds of there's minions and leaders and support people.
Yeah.
And they're really cool, tactically designed encounters. And I think it shows off the system really well. And it's designed to play like that. You're supposed to have a lot of combatants in there to have interesting tactics.
Yeah.
But it was, again, just a lot of different stat blocks to look at and reference at one time.
Yeah, that seemed like it might have been pretty challenging as a DM or GM. I really loved the combat.
Yeah.
I played a Dragon Knight tactician. Kelly gave us all the pre-gen characters and then let me just make one of my own anyways.
Alec looked at them and was like, "No, I'm not going to do that."
Alec made a really cool character.
Yeah, he did. With a very fun name that we all remembered.
Yeah. So
Kelly, what was my character's name?
Stereothrax.
Nice.
I knew it every time. I freaking nailed it. I didn't forget it one time.
But I don't know if this was the impression that I got because I played a tactician or if it is just true of the game. But it felt like you could be super strategic in combat, or you could really, your choices could really make an impact on the fight. Nothing felt like a slobber knocker.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that is indicative of the system, not just a class, because there are, I think, again, a pro mixed with a con, or a con mixed with a pro, I should say. The turns felt really long. It was like we spent 20 minutes resolving one turn, just because a lot of things can piggyback off of other people's actions, and a lot of people's abilities can be, when someone does this, I can do this. And now it lets you create action chains where it's you can do this, and now, I can do this. And then that allows you to do this.
Yeah.
Which I think is really cool. And it causes everyone to be involved in a lot of the turns during combat, which I think is awesome. I think it's just maybe a reframing of it, because I think the encounters are designed to have less rounds, but longer turns.
Yeah.
And so in my mind, the turns felt really long, and that felt like a bad thing, because in D&D, sometimes you might have a combat that's between 5 and 10 rounds, and oh my God, if we're going to be spending, 20 minutes on a turn and we're going to be doing 10 rounds, we're going to be here all night.
Yeah.
But it's not the way. It's each thing was a few rounds.
Yeah.
Although, to be fair, we did try to do this introduction mission as a one shot, and we spent the entire first session in one combat.
True. Yes.
But that's it just speaks to the learning curve.
Yeah.
Again,
that was definitely a lot of us stumbling through the rules.
Yeah, because I did find, personally, again, as not a massive Matt Colville fan and someone who is not necessarily into really crunchy
Not that you're not a fan of Darren doesn't
I'm not-
dislike Matt Colville.
I'm not a hater. I'm not a Matt Colville hater. I just didn't really know who he was.
Yeah.
Two different things. But yeah, I found the character sheets very overwhelming to look at, just because things were kind of all over the place. I kind of when Alex said that he made his own character, I was kind of I should have done that, because I felt like if I had picked all of the abilities and stuff, I maybe would have known them a little bit better.
It's 90% of the reason why I made a character, for sure.
Yeah.
The other 10% was that I wanted to play a Dragonborn and a Tactician, and there was no pre-gen characters that were Dragonborn.
Yeah, segueing into the character creation process, how did you find it?
I found that the book layout, walking you through building a character, didn't work that well for me.
Okay, interesting.
So what I ended up doing is there's a Google Sheets document created by a person called Matthew Dollar that has a character sheet built into it, but then it has drop-down boxes and different sheets that go through the content of what's available in the book.
Oh, cool.
And it's a lot more navigable.
Yeah.
Because, for example, the PDF, or at least the PDF that I have of Draw Steel, the table of contents isn't interactive.
Right.
Yeah.
It is in the final version.
It is in the final version.
Yeah. Alex part of the Patreon, so he has the in progress PDFs.
And so Matthew Dollar's thing was ultimately, I think, more helpful
Nice. Yeah.
than just the book on its own, to be honest.
Yeah, I was talking about this to Loren, that they are in progress building their own VTT. And I think when that launches, it won't be out till next year, but I think that will be a huge help as far as helping people build characters.
Definitely.
Because when we started playing 5e, we were part of the new wave of D&D players. We started on D&D Beyond, and I remember we tried to build characters on paper, and we were just like went cross-eyed because it was intimidating. And then we built them on D&D Beyond, and it was a lot easier because it just literally walks you through. Here's what your options are. You can click this, and then you can just hover over everything and just. So yeah, I think that having an online interface will make it more approachable when that comes out.
Yeah, there's an interesting interplay there because D&D Beyond makes tabletop really accessible if you're playing 5th edition, but also the tool being used as so much of a crutch for character building
Totally, yeah.
really can hamstring you when you're wanting to try other systems.
Definitely.
So like for me, I only try to use D&D Beyond to like make quick characters.
Yeah.
But I actually do a lot of filling out a character sheet on my own because it makes me understand the mechanics better.
Yeah, and I think not just hamstring you when trying other systems, but also in D&D. Like, I've made better characters by making them by hand because you're reading through all the options instead of just like quickly going through checkboxes and stuff. So yeah, no, I think once you are like have a some level of proficiency with a system, like going to a manual character sheet is the better move.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think it definitely does make it that much more approachable to start with a digital option. But once you got into all the options and stuff, it feels like reading through everything, because everything is kind of broken out. Like there's kits and classes and ancestry and culture. It's all broken out. It feels like you could make an infinitely customizable character.
Yeah. Yeah. And you pick your class right away as well. And then you're picking from lists of different abilities within your class and subclass as well. So it did feel like you can go real deep on character building and like, it's like shuffling a deck of cards. You could make 100 characters and they wouldn't all be exactly the same.
Yeah. And it also feels like there's more significant variances between all the options, as in like some stuff, I don't want to just turn this into a 5e versus a draw steal, but some stuff in 5e feels like, oh, this subclass and this subclass are essentially, the same, but they just have different flavor damage or like one ability different. It feels like the things in there were really meaningfully different.
Yeah. I also, as far as character creation goes, like so many tabletop RPG systems will have like, you got your occupation, you've got your you've got your origin story, you've got this, and I don't know if I just went in real happy and optimistic to finally be playing Draw Steal, but it felt like there was just enough detail on like the cultures and careers that you could use it to make whatever character background you wanted and have it make sense.
Yeah.
And contribute meaningfully to your character sheet in like how you want to mechanically develop the character as well.
Yeah. It also felt to me like there was a lot of guidance from the world building aspect of character creation as well as the mechanical aspect, and having those two things interplay. That part feels really, really cool. The other thing that struck me is that we obviously played level 1 characters, and you guys had so many abilities at level 1.
An overwhelming amount of things that you could do every turn.
Yeah, so that is cool because it's only 10 levels, I believe.
Yeah.
So starts off. You could happily play level 1 Draw Steal for a long time.
Definitely.
And that's not even talking about the things you get from like titles and stuff like that.
Exactly.
But you get what? You get a signature ability.
Yep.
You get a 3 resource point ability, a 5 resource point ability.
Yeah.
You get
a perk.
You get a perk, and you usually get an attack from your kit if you have a kit.
Yeah. Is the surge an ability? Is that or do you just get surges?
You just get surges. Okay.
Oh, and your career can give you some kind of...
Yeah.
That's more than skills, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can, I think.
Oh, and all the maneuvers. There's so many maneuvers.
Yeah.
So like the tactician got a maneuver, a separate, like the signature ability and an additional maneuver were like separate things.
Yeah.
And then there was one main action that I don't think it was a signature ability, or maybe it was, that was like separate from everything else. And I got it as, I don't know.
Okay.
But there's a lot.
Yeah, and the character sheet is kind of designed so you could cut out cards with all of the abilities and place them around your character sheet, which I think would help. And the other thing is the PDFs of the pre-gens required you to kind of scroll in the boxes.
I found that
because
really
of
frustrating.
the text sizes.
Yeah, and it wouldn't do that. So I have a MacBook that I was playing on. If you opened it in Preview, which is just like the Mac program, you couldn't scroll.
Yeah.
So I had to open it in Acrobat to be able to like scroll through all my stuff.
Yeah, so I think it would be better if you filled it in by hand and
Yeah.
you could see it out there, or just like they're able to reduce the text size or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, the character sheet definitely had a lot and it was spread out. So I think it would be better to print it and cut them out and put them all in front of you.
Mm-hmm. But I did like that the character sheets had like all of your combat stuff that you could, like main actions and maneuvers and like whatever movement actions, like they were all listed on there, which was great.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff to look at though, for sure.
Yeah, and it was interesting. You guys had your character sheets and I had stat blocks, but then I also had encounter sheets. So they have like sheets that you can fill in for encounters, which has lists like the combatants, their bonuses, helps you track HP, and helps you track your malice, which is the GM resource.
Yeah.
And and it helps you track round count and everything like that. So that they definitely have a lot of resources to help you track all the stuff that you're going to need to track. But there is a lot to track. And so I think everyone should try it. If you like 5e and you're interested, you should buy the Delian Tomb and you should try it because that's the only way you're going to know for sure. But I think you're going to have to be prepared to put in an initial time investment. And then I think also an ongoing time investment. It felt like certainly from a GM perspective, and then maybe also from a player perspective, just because of the number of things that you're tracking, is it's going to require some out of session work.
Definitely.
Like the prep, it was great running the adventure because they had a page of tactics that told you what each monster was going to do on each turn and just the layout of everything. But I think to really take advantage of the system, there's a ton of guidance in the book about building tactical encounters and stuff, and I think that's really cool. But I think to really take advantage of the system, you're going to have to put some time in to build tactical encounters.
Yeah.
But one of the products that they announced and that will be coming out, I think they're crowdfunding it at the end of the year, is an encounters book. So it's just a book of pre-built encounters that you can just drop into your game. And I think that is would be crucial for me if I was going to run this. Because I wouldn't necessarily need to run a pre-written campaign, but I would want to have some cool, well thought out encounters that I can just drop in and adapt to the scenario as I need to. So yeah, I think for people who have and want to put in the time, I think you will be really rewarded. But if you're looking for a system that you can kind of just show up to the table and play, I don't think Draw Steel is that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually haven't been comparing Draw Steel so much to 5th edition in my head as we've been trying it. What I've been really doing is comparing Draw Steel and Daggerheart.
Me as well.
Me too. And I've been trying to not... I have as well, because there are two new huge games that are coming out at the same time. So
and I
that's
think
natural.
As much as Matt Colville and Critical Role might say that this isn't the case, they're both replies. They're both response letters to 5th edition.
Totally. And 2024 for sure.
2024. And so they do that in very different ways.
Very different ways, yeah.
But I see a lot of similarities as well with like the different resource mechanics.
Yep.
They're very different, but they're scratching the same itch.
Yeah, and also both of them have these like monster types.
Yeah.
That are minions and solo monsters and all kinds of stuff like that. So they're definitely, and I think that is sorely missing from 5th edition in 2024, is like advice on how to make your monsters be compatible to make a more tactical experience. But they both have options for that. They go about it in different ways.
And I don't know, I have to play them both a lot more to solidify this opinion.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything that's going to shock you though. It seemed like Daggerheart it wants you to tell a story in like a free form way.
Yeah.
And all of the abilities and stuff like that are there so that you can go into depth as you want.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like Draw Steel is like wants you to tell a story as well. It's like it's not like a tactics game by any stretch of the imagination, but it wants to give you mechanics for everything, including story, like the way that titles are rewards, the way that like social encounters are more represented mechanically through like the negotiations, and the way in which your party impacts the world has a mechanic vis-a-vis renown, for example. And so like I think playing both of them just the one adventure each, it felt like Daggerheart was really scratching an itch that D&D gave me. And playing Draw Steel has actually scratched that itch better in my mind. But I think that's because Daggerheart is really there to help you tell a story, and it's so much harder to tell a story in the most satisfying way in a short form game.
For sure. Yeah, for me, I think, like you said, it feels like Draw Steel basically wants to give you the option to be supported by mechanics at any time.
Yeah.
And I like that. Because there are a lot of things that I find in running games where I'm like, I wish, like, this feels kind of abstract, and like, I don't know, I wish there was like some, like the negotiations I think are a great example of that. And I think I will take that framework and put it into any game I run now.
Yeah.
Even if like when we ran this, I didn't disguise the negotiation mechanics at all because I wanted you guys to understand what your options were. But I think in the future I would have that behind my screen, run it that mechanically, but disguise that in role play.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think if you have the time to put into it, and then game design wise, I think Draw Steel is the better designed game, but Daggerheart was the game that made me feel like I could run a campaign in it right now.
Yeah.
And it would be easier. So yeah, I want to continue playing both. I'd like to run the rest of the Delian Tomb for you guys if you're down for that. And then I'd also in the future really love to play a Daggerheart campaign as well. Because the Daggerheart was so easy to run for me that it felt like where we're at right now as a group, and we've all got life stuff going on. It felt like maybe the game for our group because you could just show up and play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More so.
I think that I'm really interested in playing Draw Steel. I'm currently running a 5th edition campaign for y'all.
Yeah.
And when we played Daggerheart, I was like, maybe I could pitch you guys on switching this campaign to Daggerheart.
Yeah.
And I thought after playing Draw Steel, I might feel the same way.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking about pitching you guys on playing Daggerheart for that campaign I'm running.
Interesting. And just because of like the setting and how you think it would relate to it.
Yeah, and like the low lift kind of nature of the mechanics, or the lower lift nature of the mechanics.
Yeah.
I think.
Totally. So yeah, I am really stoked that we played Draw Steel, and it made me, in like a good way, I felt like I was starting over again in TTRPGs. But I enjoyed that feeling of like, I really like learning board games. When we go to a board game night and we learn a new board game every time, that's never a downside for me. I know some people, we play board games with some people and they're like, can we just play one that we all know already? Like, I don't want to learn a board game right now. I like learning rules. And so it gave me a feeling that I haven't felt in a long time with D&D, where it was like, I'm really struggling here.
Yeah.
But it was a good way. Even we played the intro adventure over 2 sessions, and even going into the second session already felt a little bit easier.
Definitely.
So
yeah.
I'm really keen to play the rest of the Delian Tomb and see how quickly that learning curve goes away. So yeah.
I had really high hopes and expectations for Draw Steel.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so pleased with how Draw Steel turned out.
Yeah.
I never had any doubt, but also it's just like, oh, like what if MCDM works on this game for so long?
Yeah. And a real dud.
And I don't like it.
Yeah.
but I think it's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
I think it coming out at the same time as Daggerheart is actually really cool, around the same time as Daggerheart.
Yeah.
Because I think that they're both really well positioned to fill a bit of a, I don't want to say niche.
Yeah, they serve different parts of the hobby for sure. And I think that is cool as well, that they do definitely serve different audiences and like types of players. Yeah. So did you have any other thoughts, Lauren?
I mean, again, not a huge Matt Colville fan, not because I don't like him, just because I didn't really know about him.
Yeah.
And I have almost zero interest in GMing. So I guess why would I ever like seek out his content, I suppose? Not zero. Near zero. This was pitched to me like when we were talking about doing this, we were talking about like, oh, we should try Daggerheart and we should try Draw Steel.
Yeah.
And this was pitched to me like, this is the crunchier version and I don't know if you're going to like it as much. So I think like, not even because I went into it thinking like, oh, I'm not going to like this as much as Daggerheart. It was just like, we talked about this, the learning curve is just like so steep for this one.
Yeah.
That I think it was just a little too overwhelming for me.
Yeah. Fair.
So like, I don't know how many of y'all listening are like me as your demographic, but for me, it was a little bit overwhelming. So for that reason, I think I would say like for anybody who is looking to like get into TTRPGs or like introduce a new set of people to TTRPGs, I don't know that this would be the best starting point.
Yeah, definitely not. I would say this is not a good first TTRPG for sure.
If you're going to get into TTRPGs for the first time, I would start with something a little less crunchy, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I think I would start with something like really not like
rules like
Shia LaBeouf.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, for sure. I think this would be a great game if you're playing 5e and you find it's not tactical enough.
Yeah,
and you find,
definitely.
Yeah. And
the rules are under detailed.
Yeah.
The mechanics that are provided don't necessarily work that well.
Yeah.
If you're having these sorts of issues with 5e, Draw Steel is for you.
Yeah.
And again,
prescribed trusty.
That's not to say that I don't want to play. Like I am interested in playing the other adventure. I think that will be really fun. There are a lot of things that I did like about it. Like we were talking about like the negotiation challenges, the montage challenge I really liked. I thought that was really fun. I liked that there are so many skills. There's a flirting skill.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Big win.
Big win for me. I love that. There were just like a lot of things that I think I would have to put in a lot more outside time into that I'm not necessarily interested in doing at this time.
Yeah.
So that's my perspective.
Yeah. And how did it feel going from the first session to the second session? Did you already feel like was it less overwhelming already? Or
I think so. I mean, we played them, I think there were 2 weeks in between us playing them. And the first time I reopened my character sheet, I was like, oh my God, I forgot how many pages this is. But yeah, going between the first and second, I like already felt a lot better about it.
Yeah.
Just knowing that. I'm like, again, I probably should have just made my own character because then I would have known everything that was on it.
I think the other thing Lauren and I were talking about as well is playing with me, who also doesn't know how to play the system. Puts a lot more load on your.
Audio listeners, neither Alec nor I laughed at that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't know what's up with you guys today.
You guys are freaking losers today.
You guys are sick or something. Puts a lot more burden on your players, or a lot more weight on your players to look up rules and stuff themselves. Because if you're playing with an experienced GM, you can just be like, oh, what does this mean again? And the GM will just tell you.
Yeah.
The other part of it is for some of the rules, I think that if we weren't trying to experience the Draw Steel system.
Yeah. We would have hand waved some stuff.
Yeah, it would have just been like, we'll just do this.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I think those two things we made it a bit more difficult on ourselves because of that. But yeah, I think if you have an experienced GM and maybe a player like yourself, Lauren, isn't as into the crunch, I think having someone you could just be like, what does this mean? And then I just tell you would have taken a lot of that confusion away.
Yeah,
so.
It's the only place where I don't like the crunch. I love crunchy snacks and I love crunchy peanut butter.
Okay.
Fun fact about me.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, she likes crunchy jazz.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lauren,
crunchy
big jazz fan. Big jazz fan. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing Draw Steel a bit more, and I think it's definitely gonna go into our rotation. I mean, we've already done the hardest part. We've already started it, and I've already read 800 pages of content.
Yeah, so you're committed.
So I'm in. But I think they've done a really great job in building a system that every aspect of it feels well thought out to me. I'm excited to try and get a bit more proficient at it.
Me too.
That segment was brought to you by Edges and Banes. Edges and Banes. I was born with a -2 to my power roll.
We didn't talk about Edges and Banes in that segment, but yes, that's a great joke.
That was a perfect Bane impression.
No notes.
That segment was brought to you by Edges and Banes. Edges and Banes. I'm getting close and I'm staying there.
That was also a perfect Bane impression. Kelly, let's hear yours.
My edges have stacked and now I've crit. I did a bad job.
Perfect. Now it's time for 2 DMs, 1 player, where Alec and Kelly duke it out to see which one is the best DM and which one has to leave the podcast forever.
Oh my gosh, these are the stakes?
Whoa.
I would have prepared.
They'll each have 3 60-second turns to try and get me, the player, to say the secret word. If I say the word during their turn, they get a point. But if they say any part of the word, there's a -2 penalty. Whoever has the most points at the end of 3 rounds wins and gets to say on the podcast. So
Wow.
don't mess it up.
Okay. My gosh.
Kelly,
good luck, everyone.
If you lose, we're going to lose all of our star power.
Wow, I'm a star, guys.
All right, Loren, kick rocks. We're going to pick a
Get
word.
out of here.
I'm going to go call somebody and talk to them about you.
This is the manly part of the podcast.
Who are you going to call her in?
Put your balls away, guys.
Who are you going to call, Loren? Could be very mean. I'll roll to see what word it is. It's a 2.
The word is socks.
All right, cool. Loren, we miss you. Come back.
Come on
Thank
back.
you. Thank you so much. Say more nice things about me.
All right, Loren, tell us about your character.
All right. I'm going to play Vicky, the human ranger, who is out foraging for a herb that she heard works as a 99.999% effective birth control.
Cool.
Wow, those are pretty good odds.
Pretty good. And it's free.
Better than an IUD, I think.
Yeah. And less painful.
99.96, right?
Wow. We need to find out who's going to go first.
Okay, low roll goes first again.
All right.
It's not looking good for your boy.
Me neither. 16.
Why is it not looking good for you?
16 is pretty high.
Low roll goes first. Do you get amnesia every time you...
I got a 2, so I'm going first because low roll goes first. It was looking pretty good for your boy,
Low
Kelly.
roll goes first, which means low numbers.
So you're playing Vicky, the human ranger, who's out foraging for some berries because she heard that they are 99.99% effective contraceptive. Is that right?
Correct.
And the word is...
The word is actually berry, so perfect. That worked
All
out.
right, let's put 60 seconds on the clock. Good luck, Alec.
Thanks.
Maybe I won't see you after this. Well,
We definitely won't.
Yeah, one of us won't see you.
It's been nice knowing you, bud.
Oh, man.
Audio listeners, the boys don't know this, but there's a trapdoor underneath each of them, and I'm just waiting to pull a lever.
Dr. Evil style seats.
Which is crazy because Kelly and Loren have a shared bank account.
I have a secret account.
See any of these construction costs? Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
Vicky, you are out looking for some contraceptive berries. Tell me what you've heard about these berries.
I have heard that they are in the woods about a 45-minute walk from my house, our town, which is very convenient for me. I have heard they are white. I hear they have silver-tipped leaves around them. And I have heard that they are very, very effective birth control.
Awesome. So you are out in these woods about 45 minutes from home looking for these berries. What's some complication that you find on the way to looking for these berries?
Great question, Alec. I'm so glad you asked. There is a really deep river that cuts through between our town and these woods. And it's way too deep for me to ford this river.
So
I have to go the long way to find a shallow part where I can cross.
Okay.
And it takes a very long time. So it's basically nighttime at this point.
Is there any bad impacts from crossing at the shallow point?
I don't think so. Just that my shoes and socks are probably wet.
Yeah, I mean, it's winter this time of year, so it's cold out there, and you have wet feet now.
Yeah, that sucks.
As you traipse through the woods looking for these berries, go ahead and make me a survival check.
16.
It doesn't take you long at all. You arrive in the glade where you were told that these berries existed, and you are reaching through and starting to you found them in the glade. What do you do?
I probably brought a little basket with me. I'm not going to like fill the basket because I don't want to get greedy. They're probably not going to last that long. So I'll probably just like take a little handful and I'll wrap them in a handkerchief and put them in my basket.
Yeah, absolutely. As you're picking away,
you start to realize that there's probably some sort of processing that needs to happen to these berries. They're not going to prevent a pregnancy just from. So
Popping a berry in my mouth.
Tell me about the process to make these berries contraceptive.
Okay, you probably have to like smush them up a little bit, like grind them into a paste. Maybe like a couple of them. So I probably grabbed like 2 portions worth and then mix them with a little bit of water.
So you start this process. You're making the paste.
Well, I'm probably not going to do it right there.
You're back home.
Great.
Did we not do that part?
No, but I walked home. Great.
You walked home. You want to strain the seeds out of this paste, but you realize that you don't have access to any cheesecloth. What do you use?
I don't have access to any cheesecloth. What am I, a barbarian?
No, you're a ranger.
yeah, what do you use?
That's a good question. I don't have a sieve.
Yeah, you've got a sieve. Yeah, you you look in your kitchen drawer and you find a sieve.
Great. I'll use that.
Yeah, you start using the sieve, and what's your? You live alone?
Yeah, by myself.
All of a sudden, you hear a knock at the door.
Okay. Yeah, I'll put my sieve down.
You put your sieve down.
Open the door.
Open the door. You see standing before you a half man, half goat person. Goes, hello there, madam.
Hello. Do I know you?
No, not yet. I'm just going door to door and just wanted to introduce myself. I'm new in the neighborhood.
What's your name?
Mr. Flommus.
Mr. Flommus, and I would like to point out to you my helmet that has some horns sticking out of it.
So wait, you're a half goat. You're a satyr.
Yes.
Do you not? But you have horns, and you're also wearing a helmet that has horns.
No, the upper half is man.
Okay. Got
Bottom half is a goat, as you can plainly see.
Got it. Okay.
I was wondering if I could come in. Perhaps you could prepare. You could give me some tea and cookies.
I mean, that's a little presumptuous of you, but sure, I think that's the custom in this town. Come on in.
Wonderful, wonderful. He shoes on or shoes off?
Are you wearing shoes?
Yes.
Off, please.
Okay, he takes off all 4 shoes.
He's not bipedal.
No. He's like a centaur.
Okay.
Yeah. He's not like a satyr.
Got it. Okay. That was my fault for presuming.
Yeah, takes off all 4 shoes and kind of trots over to the table. What do we got here?
Oh, I mean, it's not a snack. I can get you something else. I'm making birth control.
Oh.
That's a normal thing that we do here.
Yes, that's one of the reasons I moved here. Not in a weird way. Oh, no. I've embarrassed myself. I have to go. And he trots out of the house.
Does he take his shoes with him?
No, not only that. Yeah, he just leaves everything behind.
Okay. Well, I don't want to embarrass
including his helmet.
I don't want to embarrass him, so I leave his shoes outside my front door. So he doesn't have to come back in to get them once he realizes that he doesn't have shoes.
Yeah, and you notice that they're like specifically hoof shoes. And he was wearing little stockings that go in them.
Sexy.
Is that 3 rounds?
Yeah. Did I say it?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think the word was?
I have zero idea.
It was socks.
Oh, great.
Alec just beautifully set it up. You just happened to say it, and then
Well, I set it up beautifully. It does not that she happened to say it. Like there was one answer to the question that I asked, which is my socks got wet.
Yeah, absolutely.
The only problem is it took 6 seconds longer to get there than I was hoping for.
Well, Alec, it's been really great having you on the podcast. But,
do I have a sieve? Yes. Yes, you do.
Were you hoping that I would strain the berries through my socks?
that thought also crossed my mind. I was like, how are we going to get there? Oh, yeah, berry straining.
That's
I was
gross, you
try
guys.
that. Clean socks.
That would not be my next. It would be like a hand towel or something.
There's not enough pores in a hand towel.
It's not.
You could strain through this.
I would literally,
strain through
in
a
my
towel.
current life, that would never be my next. If I'm out of cheesecloth, I would never go like, you know what? I should use a sock for this. You guys are fucking nasty.
Listen, how many ways can I get you to say sock that's relevant to picking berries?
I don't know. You could have had somebody punch me.
What?
Getting sock.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But it's socks that have to punch you twice.
Yeah. It just really worked out for me, and then I just played defense the rest of the time, getting Loren away from anything Alec was trying to
There's
set
a
up.
goat man at the door.
Doesn't have toes, so he has hooves, doesn't have socks.
Yeah, but for some reason wearing shoes.
Yeah, is going to wear shoes.
That segment was brought to you by straining berries through your socks. Straining berries through your socks. We're advertising for it because it's not the first thing some people think about on their own. And that's our show. Thank you so much for listening. We'll be back to grace your ears the first Monday of October.
Well, we'll be back. Alec won't be because he's getting kicked off the podcast. I'm about to pull this lever.
Kelly and Loren will be back October, the first Monday of the month. Unfortunately, this was my last episode as a co-host.
Really regret it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening and for commenting. I've got a few comments to read out from YouTube that you have left for us. Shally N. Simmons, I hope I'm saying that right, said, I would really like to hear what you think about a new system that was put on Kickstarter by the YouTube channel Boyle Hobby Time, called The Imaginary Wild West, based on the crazy combination of Western, monster, and mech dioramas he makes. The channel is excellent, and he has a similar sense of humor to Kelly, so it could be a really cool game. We're going to have to check that out.
That guy sounds really funny.
And they also wrote, Julia Child, the villain is killing me, in another episode. That was a fun 2DMs one player where Julia Child was the secret villain. Jim Wake said, loving the podcast, great to listen whilst painting up figurines for my D&D campaign. They're running Lost Mines of Phandelver and also going into Shattered Obelisk, and they're basically painting all the monsters from that. So that sounds awesome. That sounds like a great table to play at. I'm very jealous of all those minis.
Yeah, Kelly, where are our minis?
Yeah, sorry guys. I got to get on it. Thank you so much for your comments. And again, if you have any feedback or segments that you're liking, or segment ideas that you have, we are all ears. We'll see you in 2 weeks. We appreciate you.
We appreciate you.
Ask not what your country can do for you.
Perfect impression.
Wow, what a great last thing to say on the podcast.
Segment was brought to you by Discount Magic Items. Discount Magic Items. The duck polymorph might only last an hour, but the corkscrew penis might last forever.
That was a duck fact and a joke.
Yeah, ducks have corkscrew penises. Now you know. Just call me Brennan Lee Mulligan with all my bird facts.